So for my ethnographic interview, I was able to interview a new friend of mine named Leanne, and Leanne is currently a graduate student at NC State. She's from Mumbai, India, and so just initially connecting at a friend's house. We began having driving lessons together, and the ethnographic interview was our first time to sit down and just really get to know one another. So it was a very interesting time, a little bit lower pressure, more comfortable environment for talking than in the midst of a driving lesson. So very thankful for that. So I'm just going to share a few of the highlights from our conversation together, the things that I learned about her culture. So as I said, Leanne's from Mumbai, India, and I do not have a lot of experience with Indian culture, so a lot of this was very new to me. But in talking with her, one of the most significant, kind of like, I don't know, maybe mind-boggling things to hear her talk about was just in everything, almost every answer she was giving to the questions that I was asking, they were all rooted in the Hindu faith and in Hindu beliefs, just in general. Oh, well, it's not like this is what we do in India, but oh, Hindu faith, we do blah, 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 blah. And it's quite interesting that she would, that would be her go-to response, is looking through a Hindu perspective and answering these questions when she doesn't claim to be of the Hindu faith herself. Actually, it's very interesting to me that she turns out she claims that she is Catholic, that she went to a Catholic school there in Mumbai, and I think her family members in the past had gone to the school as well, and so her family as a whole identifies as Catholic. And although she carries a title of being a Catholic, she discussed a lot of the pressure of just family beliefs being passed down. She does believe that the majority of people will have a time where they reflect for themselves and make an individual decision, but most of the time beliefs there are passed down through the family, and you just learn, oh, this is how it was, or this is what my family does. So it's really interesting getting to the conclusion and hearing that she is Catholic, and also just her beliefs as a Catholic in India. She talked about good and evil, and that it is relative to who you are and to where you are, and that in talking through salvation, she claimed that there has to be more than just good works for there to be salvation, but she did not know what that would look like. So we were able to have an interesting conversation there as well. Another significant point was seeing the relationship between Indians and the Hindu faith, that there is a relationship, a very strong relationship there, where it seems as if like to be one means that you are the other. That to be Indian means that you are Hindu. And that even if you might not be of the Hindu faith per se, you still have these Hindu activities, festivals, just all these ways that you're engaging with the outworks of Hinduism. For example, like even as a Catholic there in Mumbai, her family would celebrate in all of the same ways that any Hindu would, all of the Hindu festivals. And that even there are some ways that the Catholic faith there has taken different Hindu traditions and adapted them, that they do it and it's the same way, maybe except for this one substance or whatever. For example, in preparing for a marriage in the Hindu faith, everyone gets together and dumps turmeric all over the couple, and the people of the Catholic faith there would have the same type of celebration, but instead of turmeric, it would be a different type of substance. So there's just a lot of taking from one religion and using different things. There's a lot of blending and identity of this is what it means to be Indian, which is to be Hindu, and it was just very interesting to hear that. I think another very interesting conversation that I had with her was about just marriage there and what that looks like. There's a lot of arranged marriage or matchmaking. Your family lists a lot of the values that they would value themselves and want for you, and they have more of a say in just picking a spouse for you. And even in the celebration, it is a very communal celebration, and I think that aspect of family and just the value of community also extends way beyond that, as far as, you know, individual decision making. Individualism itself is limited there, and there's more of a collectivistic, you're considering your parents' point of view and their thoughts and opinions over things constantly, even as an adult, and that there's a lot of collectivism when it comes to decision making and things like that. So it's just very interesting things for me to hear. I do believe that this interview was just very insightful for me to learn a lot about Indian culture and to strengthen my newer friendship with Leanne. So I'm very thankful for this assignment. Thanks.